Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. Good morning. How are you? I hope all of you are doing well. My name is Mardhiah, and I'm from SK Bukit. You can call me Aino. For your information, I'm a year 6 pupil, 12 years old. I'm also one of a prefect in my school. Today, I would like to share a review about the book that I have read, The Enchanted Bellows. Here is the book. You can see the attractive, beautiful, and colorful cover. I really like the cover like this. On the cover, the title of the book, The Enchanted Bellows, is clearly stated. In addition, the name of the author, Edith Blyton, is also included. The fonts are colorful and attractive. Here, you can see a pair of bellows, which are yellow in color, an old and scary witch, and two little cute but mischievous imps. Their clothes are very colorful. For your information, there are characters in the story that I will share with you shortly. The Enchanted Bellows, written by a famous author, Edith Blyton, is a story about two mischievous little imps, Bubble and Squeak, who live in Puff Cottage. They like to play tricks and cause trouble to other people. One day, Squeak had an idea to buy a wind spell from the blow-away witch and put it into a pair of bellows. He told Bubble about it. At first, Bubble disagreed, but then he agreed, even though it seemed a bit naughty. They could not wait to prank other people. The wind spell cost 5 pence. At first, the blow-away witch didn't want to sell it, but then the submarine asked her to sell it to the imps. She agreed, but gave them a weak spell. However, the south wind blew into the spell, making it much stronger than it was meant to be. The two imps wanted to sell the bellows. The bellows were sold to Grunts, an old gnome who lived in the Bluebell Wood. Grunts didn't know at all that the bellows were enchanted. Bubble and Squeak decided to follow him to see by themselves what will happen. Soon, Grunts and Grassmoon summoned to the Queen's palace to beg Spacious for a party. When he arrived, the Queen saw the bellows and asked him to use them to blow fire in drawing room. As Grunts blew into the bellows, suddenly a loud whizzing sound came from them, and suddenly the bellows jumped out of his hands. They were surprised by what had happened. The enchanted bellows started blowing on their arm, causing a wild wind to blow all around the palace. The queen and her guests were thrown into chaos and things flew around the room. Realizing they had caused a big mess, Bubble and Squeak hurried to the blow-away witch for help. The south wind admits that he had made the wind spell stronger than it should have been. The witch quickly drew a circle with white chalk on the ground and changed some magic word. Slowly, the bellows stopped blowing and began to move toward her. When they reached the circle, the witch quickly grabbed them, and the magic left the bellows, making them ordinary again. The king and queen were very angry about the chaos in the palace. As punishment, Bubble and Squeak, along with the south wind, were banished from fairyland for a whole year. The imps felt sad and sorry for their mischief and promised not to cause any more trouble. They hoped to return to their hometown, Fairyland, one day. The moral value in this story revolves around the importance of thinking before acting and understanding the consequences of our action. Bubble and Squid, the mischievous imps, use a magical spell to cause chaos without fully considering how powerful it could be. This leads to the chaos in the Queen's palace, where their prank caused trouble for everyone around them. The story teaches that even playful action can have unintended, far-reaching consequences if we are not careful. The imps quickly realize that they must take responsibility for the mess they caused. They regret their action and understand that mischief, even when done for fun, can negatively impact others. This teaches us that it's important to own up to our mistakes and make effort to fix them, even if the harm wasn't intended. Lastly, Bubble and Squid punishment, being banished for 8 years, serves as a reminder that action has consequences. However, it also offers a chance for growth. The imps promise to be better, showing that we can learn from our mistakes and behave better, showing that we can learn from our mistakes and strive to do better in the future. The story ultimately encourages thoughtfulness, responsibility, and the ability to learn from one's errors. That's all for today. I hope all of you enjoy my sharing about the